Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maggie and I'm so grateful that you're here. I'm a first-time mom of an 11-week-old little baby boy, Eli. I love doing these chatty videos where I talk all about everything natural, non-toxic living, pregnancy, and motherhood. So if you're into that, please subscribe. Today, I'm going to be talking all about what it's like to have a gassy baby, what's normal, what's not normal. I'm going to talk a little bit about colic, and I'm also going to talk about my personal experience and what has helped me. So I'd like to start by saying babies' digestive systems are extremely immature. So babies, when they're in the womb, they don't have to use their digestive system. It's only until they're born that they actually start eating and pooping. They really don't know how to use their digestive system. So some babies, most babies are gassy. Most babies have a little bit of struggle when they're trying to poop, and that's completely normal. Gassiness and straining a little bit when the baby has to poop is completely normal. It's not normal if your baby is inconsolably crying when they're gassy. They won't let you touch their stomach. They seem very upset, very uncomfortable, and they could be constipated. Those kinds of things aren't normal, and if you are experiencing things like that, I would definitely recommend talking to your pediatrician. I'm sure if you're a mom or going to be a mom, you've heard the term colic or a colicky baby. So what exactly is colic? Colic is defined by an unapparent reason why your baby is crying or fussy for an extended period of time. So your baby would be considered to be colicky if they had a 3-hour period or more almost every day where they were unconsolably crying, uncomfortable, and you can't really figure out what's going on or how to calm them. That would be what colic looks like. A lot of babies don't have colic because, again, it has to be like this extended period of time that the baby is upset. And most babies, if they are gassy, they may be uncomfortable for a short period of time and it might go away. That's the kind of gassy that my baby experiences. We maybe have had one colicky type experience in his whole 11 weeks of being alive, but he really just has these smaller periods of uncomfortable gassiness, and it's still kind of hard to manage in the moment, but with what I'm going to share with you today, we have improved his gassiness a lot. So there seems to be a lot of controversy around the fact that food impacts breast milk. So I exclusively breastfeed Eli. It may be different, or gassiness may come from some other source if you are bottle feeding / formula feeding your baby, but this is just my experience and I exclusively breastfeed. So there is talk about how food doesn't impact breast milk. I went to 2 different lactation consultants and they both said that what you eat doesn't impact your breast milk. I question this because if we were to drink alcohol or caffeinated beverages, that would end up in our breast milk. So how come food wouldn't end up in our breast milk? So I've come to the conclusion myself and through my personal experience that food does impact your breast milk. I don't know how it impacts the composition or something, but essentially what you eat can affect your baby through your breast milk. So at this point, I can confidently say that my son has very little gas. When he does have gas, he seems to be able to handle it a lot better. He doesn't get super uncomfortable anymore, which is such a blessing. If you have ever seen a baby who's uncomfortable with gas, it is not fun. I believe the reason for this is because Keith and I, we are both extremely health oriented. We're into holistic health. So we did a little investigating because we couldn't accept that we just had a gassy baby. There's a root cause to a problem and we were determined to get to the bottom of it because we want our baby to be as comfortable as possible, and I'm sure you do too. So with this investigating, we found that there are some foods actually that other people say affect their baby. So Keith and I decided to kind of do a little elimination diet with me to see if we took out some of these foods, if he would be less gassy. Some of these foods are lots of spices, so like curries, cayenne, paprika, kind of spicy things, but also like cinnamon. So spices, we also have like dairy products, citrus fruits, as well as onions and garlic, and then cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, and cauliflower. And you can look up this list online. If you type in like, why is my baby so gassy? You might find more foods. Some people think berries. We started to take out some of these foods. So when Eli was first born, I was eating pretty much everything, like onions and garlic and cheese and spices. We made the mistake when he was like 3 weeks old to order Thai food, and it was extremely spicy, and he was very uncomfortable the next day. So we stopped doing that. And what we found is by eliminating these foods one at a time, of course, just to make sure that it wasn't one thing in particular, he has become a lot less gassy. We've actually noticed over the past couple of days, I started drinking orange juice again, and he has been a little bit more gassy than normal. So we're thinking that, one, he probably has a very immature digestive system, and as his digestive system matures, he may be able to handle these foods better. You know, whatever happens when the foods convert into breast milk. But also he may just be sensitive to these foods. So we found that by eliminating them, he is less gassy, which we don't want him to be uncomfortably gassy or struggling a lot to poop. At this point, I can confidently and comfortably say that I believe from my personal experience that food directly impacts our baby when we're breastfeeding, and we should be really mindful of our diet if we are breastfeeding mothers. One, we want to make sure that we're eating foods that give us all the nutrients that we need, because we are depleting nutrients or giving nutrients to our child through our breast milk, so we do have a higher nutrient demand. So we want to make sure that we're eating nutritious foods, but we also want to make sure that we're not eating foods that are upsetting our baby. So just another level of like mindfulness in motherhood, just being mindful of what we're eating, because it's not only impacting us, only us anymore, it's also impacting our baby. There are tons of homeopathic remedies and gripe water and things like that that you can give to your child when they are extremely gassy, or you see they're straining. But to me, these are just band-aids, and they're not really getting to the core of the problem. So yeah, that's my experience with a gassy baby. Grateful to be where we are today with very little gas. I'd love to know if you have a gassy baby, what you do that helps you. So go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I will see you all soon.